On our interview segment, we caught up with two top tobacco control advocates who spoke to us on a number of issues, including the dangers of depiction of smoking scenes in movies and musical videos in Nigeria, and the need to sustain the smoke-free Nollywood campaign launched in the country in 2020.
Let's begin by asking you, you have been at the forefront, of ensuring a tobacco-free world in what you do, particularly at the sub-regional level. So tell us, how bad is the menace of smoking in movies and music videos in Nigeria?
Thank you, Nkoli. Absolutely. I would say it's a huge problem for public health and a danger for kids. What we're seeing across the world is that countries are implementing comprehensive ban of tobacco advertising, promotion, and sponsorship to protect their citizens, especially young people. But with this, comes with, of course, banning of billboards and banning of ads on TV and radio. Like in Nigeria, remember up until 2004, we saw massive billboards of cigarettes, like Benson and Hedges and Rodman's and all of those. So that's why. So with the banning of adverts, tobacco adverts on billboards and radio and TV, tobacco companies now began to see movies and music videos, the entertainment sector, as channels to continue to promote their products unregulated. Bearing in mind that, a lot of countries across the world, and especially in Africa, do not have comprehensive laws that bans tobacco advertising, promotion, and sponsorship in all its forms. So with the banning of billboards and TV ads for tobacco products, the tobacco companies now see the entertainment sector as an effective channel to continue to promote their products unregulated. Bearing in mind that a lot of countries across the world and also in our region, Africa, our continent, do not have laws or are unable, because of weak enforcement and weak implementation of their laws, are unable to regulate tobacco advertising in the entertainment sector. So what we've been seeing these few years, since like 2007, 2008, what we've been seeing are smoking scenes in movies and music videos. And sometimes even the smoking scenes have no relevance sometimes to the character or to the storyline. Research has shown us that kids who are exposed to smoking scenes are 3 times more likely to be initiated into smoking compared to those who are not exposed to these acts of promotion of tobacco products.
Okay, have you met with some of the stakeholders in the movie industry and the music industry as well? What was their responses, positive or negative, regarding smoking in movie scenes?
Let me be very frank. We've gotten very, very positive response. The Actors Guild, we have like the Gallywood, the all those language sectors like the Yoruba practitioners, and then all of them are in agreement because the science is real, okay? And they could also see from the global practice in the industry that even some of the streaming platforms, some of the retailing platforms already have this regulation about your music video not, being to smoking scenes field, or your movies should be regulated. For instance, in India, you have a smoking scene, you have to put some warnings about the health impact of smoking. So they know the global trend, and so it's getting more and more easier to convince them that, look, this is a practice that we need to stop.
We do have a national tobacco control law in Nigeria, the Act of 2015 and the regulations of 2019. Does it mean that these things are not captured in those laws, to ensure that the government takes action to stop depiction of all of these in movies?
So the answer is yes. So the National Tobacco Control Act of 2015 and the National Tobacco Control Regulations of 2019, Section 12 and Section 12 of the Act and Section 17 of the regs, of the regulations, are very clear on how the problem of smoking in movies and music should be regulated. So the overall responsibility for enforcing the acts and the regs, of course, the key implementing agency is the Federal Ministry of Health. But for enforcing the ban on tobacco advertising, promotion, and sponsorship, that responsibility falls on APCON, that's the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria. But there are also other relevant agencies that APCON should be working with alongside the Federal Ministry of Health. And one of these is the Nigeria Films and Movies Censors Board. And the earlier this provision is enforced, especially with the entertainment sector, the earlier the better.
Could you lead us into some countries that you think have a law against depiction of smoking scenes in movies?
I mean, India has a law about ban of smoking in movies, and that if you must for literary communication. Now, what do I mean? That it's so absolute that somebody must hold a cigarette in your movie for your storyline. All right, you must at the beginning of the movie play a warning about the dangers of smoking, and as that scene is being flashed, you must play another warning, and at the end of it, and there are rules. Of course, I spoke about the United States, and there are rules now.
And what has happened since CAPA and kickstarted the campaign was the engagement of relevant stakeholders. So since CAPA started and working with our other partners in Nigeria Tobacco Control Alliance and Get Field Limited, we've been able to do the initial reach out to the relevant government agencies with responsibilities. So I had mentioned APCON and the Film and Movies Censors Board. And also our partners have also had a series of engagements with the entertainment sector itself.
The industry should recognize that when they collect money from the tobacco companies to put in scenes of smoking that has no bearing with their storyline, they are exposing their children, their own children, to tobacco addiction. No more products placements, and that totally we should keep our screens, free of smoking.